Mr. Peter Parker out here backstage Soundset 2019 with some guys that I look up to and I love what they do. Run the Jewels. I've been fans of you guys for a long time. I mean, I'm an Outcast company flow guy to begin with, and then after a while, you know, when you're a fan of a certain era of music, right? And then things change and trends change, and you took your little breaks in certain times, and then the way you guys came back together. For guys like me, it's very inspiring to see the second run, your second half of your career, you know?
There's a really interesting subsection of fans that have that qualification that like we're fucking with company flow and fucking with Cass.
Yes.
New Mike, new me.
Yes.
And none of them ever suspected that we were gonna get
This
together.
is the odd couple.
It is,
it's
but
crazy.
you know, but people like you who do know, we're also the most open to it. We're also
100%.
like immediately we're like, now that I fucking think about it, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, and now and the slight adjustments that both of you made to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
For me, it's the best. For me, it was the best of both. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I really like, because sometimes with company flow, and I think you've heard this before. Sometimes I'm listening and I'm going, I'm not quite actually sure what's happening with some of these records.
Sometimes I don't know what the fuck is happening with our own records, because we were fully experimental. And we were going crazy. And we were kids, and we had. But listen, the truth is that me and Mike's styles. That's why I think for me creatively, that's why it was exciting, because it was like, yo, we actually got to do something that neither of us could have come up with this music on our own.
Oh, it's crazy.
It was this weird merging of styles and being influenced by each other.
Yes, man.
That was a real excuse for us to dip into different things that we wouldn't normally be known for doing.
No, and it's been a great platform for Mike to do with the television, the stuff he's done with Bernie. It's like a setup. It's an alley-oop for all this political stuff that you were doing potentially even before this.
Yeah, I was.
And then when you talk about an audience, like you say, me and Mike were talking off camera, when you come to Soundset, it's an advanced hip-hop listeners kind of like...
well, it's a Renaissance listener. It's a listener who can appreciate a lot of different hip-hops without having to classify. A lot of times in hip-hop, we define ourselves by what we listen to.
Yes.
So if I listen to this type of hip-hop, I'm this type of person, but the Soundset audience is a person that has Renaissance and nuance enough to like a lot of different types of hip-hop.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And
It's
I love that. I just love hip-hop. So today I saw Tech Nine, I saw The Baby, saw Lil Nas X, and I got a chance to be half of Run the Jewels.
Yes.
That's a good day
I miss Lil Nas X. I wanted to see
that little motherfucker.
Uzi canceled last second. He canceled before.
I wanted to see Uzi.
I wanted to see Uzi as well. And when they said The Baby was coming and Lil Nas X, I was like, this is the perfect fill-in, because the moment for both of these guys is like still happening right now.
Shouts out. Both those guys are amazing.
So are we gonna look forward to Run the Jewels 4 anytime soon? Are you guys gonna get this thing done?
We're gonna summer, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, listen, we are making Run the Jewels 4. This is our primary function in life right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But we are also just, we're taking our time, man. We're trying to make it special.
It's great.
And so,
it's great.
Well, you know, we've set our lives up so that we can do that. We're not, you know, we're in a situation where like we feel it's really important that we're just not going to put any bullshit out. So
you can't.
We have some magical shit already, and we're just keeping going. And so, you know, as soon as we can, as soon as we feel like this is ready.
And now that I hear what it is, take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time. We're here for it.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. When you guys are in the studio, production-wise, emceeing-wise, how do you guys still at this point, 3 albums in, challenge each other? Is it still the same chemistry?
Smoke weed, talk shit, drop a dope verse, and you get challenged because your homie just dropped a dope ass verse.
That's what it is.
You got to drop a verse. It's very open.
Sometimes you argue about it. Sometimes you walk out the room like, fuck you.
It's like two kids in a room making music. Yeah. We do not lose that. We get in a room together and make the music.
You have to maintain it though. You have to maintain it.
Yeah.
You fight for it. You know what I mean? Like you fight for it. It's like, and at least, you know, I don't know how Mike feels, but I feel like you have to fight to maintain that, like, it's a very sacred thing, that friendship in a studio.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
There's a friendship, and then there's a friendship in a studio, and a friendship in a studio can be even more vulnerable than a friendship in a life.
Yes.
Because you now have somebody who you're answering to, and in your mind, you're not answering to fucking anybody. But all of a sudden, you actually have to listen to someone next to you, and if they push you, it's. Yo, me and Mike don't have too many, like, me and Mike are pretty much captains of our lives.
Yes.
Except when we're in the room with me and Mike.
Right.
And then it's just like, oh, God damn it, like another captain.
This is the equalizer right here, you two, right?
It's a yin and a yang, and it's beautiful. You know, to be honest, it really is. I never had a brother. I always prayed for a brother. God gave me one at 35, and here we go.
Yeah, when I watched the Wu-Tang documentary and it's talking about those guys going after it, and that's what I see. You guys are bold animals, man.
Yeah, that really inspired me, man. That was a beautiful piece of work.
I watched it last night.
Oh man,
I cried on the dirt part at the end.
I cried like 3 times.
They got me. This is a Wu fan, a lifelong Wu fan, and then the understanding the group dynamic, the compromise that it takes. And the fact you can argue with your brother and still love them, like when Ghost talked about that, it's just, man,
it was inspiring seeing them in the studio. Like, I know that look. The look in their eyes, like they're in the studio. Like,
Raekwon was emanating like he was so aggressive in that shit. And you were from that. You were there for that.
I was there for that, and that was crazy for me because I ran out and bought that 12-inch in Rock and Soul.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm one of the people that literally bought the white label.
My man, Wu-Tang Forever, my man was working at, what was the place that used to ship your CDs out? You'd get like order 9, 10 CDs.
BMG, like
Columbia House.
Or Tower Records, mail order, which I
worked at their joint. And my man Dave, my man Jabbar, Assalamu alaikum to him. Jabbar got early copies and got me the Wu-Tang Forever early. And man, it's just Wu-Tang, motherfucker.
We had it early. We had it early too. We had it early
too
because my dudes worked for Rifkin.
Yeah,
so we had the fucking tape.
But I've seen pictures of you from that, like the Ruckus and before, the early the mid '90s, outside doing your thing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, respect to both of you guys, man.
And to you too. Don't think we don't know who you are. Like,
come on, man. That means a lot, man.
And the sneaker game is crazy.
We're trying our best, man.
Don't slip.
Come on, man. No, we had you out here last year for a radio station event. And I had a tragedy in my life and I couldn't make it out here and I was really upset to miss you guys. So that means we have to do it again.
Absolutely.
Anytime. We have to bring it back. You know what I mean?
Anytime.
Thanks for coming and doing that show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys. Run the Jewels, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. Thank you very much. The incomparable Run the Jewels.
Love.